Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, friends of the ocean. The ocean has no boundaries. It binds us together as continents, as countries, and as people. The ocean contains and sustains life and is crucial for human development. It provides us with food, water, oxygen, energy, joy, pleasure, and jobs, and much, much more. Today, the ocean is the foundation for large parts of the world's economy, from tourism to fisheries, to international shipping, to name a few. Unfortunately, the ocean and life in the ocean is struggling. Plastic, toxic waste, and illegal fishing are just some of the threats. Therefore, the international community must take action. So far, 61 countries, responsible for 36% of the world's economic zones, have signed the International Declaration on Transnational Organized Crime in the global fishing industry. We are united in our message that the ocean and the global fishing industry is under threat by organized crime. Norway's contribution to fight global fisheries crime is the Blue Justice Initiative. And today, I am glad to announce the launch of the Blue Justice Ocean Surveillance Program, which will give you access to AIS data from Norwegian micro-satellites which orbits the Earth. These satellites collect 2.1 billion AIS signals from ships each year, which will help you to track and analyze fishery activities in your very own country. Ladies and gentlemen, this is good news for all of us and an important step in the right direction to help achieve Sustainable Development Goal number 14. I hope this will not only combat illegal fishing, but also serve as a tool to solve other challenges in the oceans. Dear all, we all depend on the ocean. As a matter of fact, we cannot live without it. So let us join forces to solve the challenges we face. Let us protect the ocean, its resources, and our blue economies. Thank you for your attention.
Hello, Blue Justice friends. Greetings from the African Climate Summit here in Nairobi. Thank you for your dedication to fighting fisheries crime. We all depend on the ocean for so much, for food, jobs, and energy. Innovative thinking and the use of digital tools to improve international and regional cooperation is crucial in our fight against fisheries crimes. And that is why I am delighted that we are launching the Blue Justice Ocean Surveillance Program today. May it give us all even better tools in the fight against fisheries crime.
Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending the launch of the Blue Justice Global Ocean Surveillance Program. This is a model of one of our friends in space. This is a one-to-one model of one of the satellites which orbits the Earth as we speak. And this is collecting AIS signals all over the world, and it is this data that will be available through the Blue Justice community, the digital platform, which Barents Watch, the Coastal Administration, is the technical owner of, and is administered by United Nations Development Programme. This event has brought together the international community here in Oslo. we have participation from a number of states which are part of the Blue Justice family, so to say. And we thank them for their support by attending this event. I would like to thank the embassies of Chile, South Africa, Indonesia, India, Peru, El Salvador, and Colombia, and also the consuls of Madagascar, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, and Mauritius. Also, the Fisheries Ministry of Somalia is represented here, both in person, but also online. So we are very happy about that. Gambia House is here. We also have, hopefully in a short time, we also have the analysts from Cape Verde, the Ministry of the Sea and COSMAR. Unfortunately, they are, as I believe, a bit stuck in traffic because there was some traffic accidents on the way from the airport. So we're still waiting for them to arrive. And the same destiny is for Eldane and Ian from the Jamaica Coast Guard and the National Fisheries Authorities of Jamaica. But they will come hopefully in a few minutes. I would also like to welcome our really good friends from the Norwegian Fisheries Directorate, from the tracking unit in Vardø, which is also here, from Barents Watch, from the Norwegian Coastal Administration, and also from Soprasteria, which is also here, and also from our colleagues of the Norwegian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Climate and Environment, UNDP, and of course also my colleagues from the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Fisheries, and also the Norwegian Space Agency, which has been so kind to host this event. Also, there is participation from the Blue Justice Nordic project, which is funded by the Nordic Council of Ministers. It's also represented by good colleagues from Norway and Denmark. And also from the industry, we thank KSAT and Space Norway for their participation. Apologies if I forgot some of you. It is not my intention. And we also know that several countries are following this event online as well. Some of these countries are Mauritania, Somalia, Liberia, Namibia, Nigeria, Madagascar, the Maldives, Sri Lanka, Gambia, Mozambique, South Africa, and Uruguay. Thank you all, and I hope that this event will be interesting and build upon the good work that we are already doing. So, with these words, I would like to draw our attention to the first speaker on the agenda, which is Frank Udnes, which is the Director for Analysis and National Activities at the Norwegian Space Agency. So please take the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Your Excellency, dear guests, and dear Blue Justice community. The Norwegian Space Agency is delighted and excited to connect to the community and to support the ocean surveillance program that is being announced here today. My name is Frank Udnes. I'm a director here at the Space Agency, and for a number of years we have cooperated with the Norwegian Coastal Administration here today to build up a fleet of satellites. And in 2010, we launched our first AIS satellites. And the user told us that this was like turning on the light. Suddenly, 24 hours, they could get an overview of vessels like they had never had in our ocean areas, all the way up to the north of Svalbard. So the feedback that we have from the users is that this constellation of AIS satellites that we have for our Norwegian users is very, very useful for them. It saves them time, it improves the quality of the services that they are providing. That be oil spill monitoring, that be fishery monitoring, vessel traffic, and so on. And we think that when starting to use this AIS data, you will see that these are very high quality data. And we hope that the Blue Justice user community will find them as useful as they are for the Norwegian user community. These satellites have a global coverage. They are not just covering Norway. These AIS satellites going around the Earth at approximately 600 kilometers above the Earth every 90 minutes cover the whole world. And that is why it is being announced here today that Norway wants to share these AIS data. And we are convinced that this will turn on the light in other countries like it did some years ago in Norway. These satellite data are really very useful. And they are provided through from the satellites down to the coastal administration and the Barents Watch, and then the interface is the Blue Justice. We take down the data from these satellites in Vardø and at Svalbard. And from there, through the Barents Watch interface, they will be provided to you in the Blue Justice community. Now, through using these AIS data in Norway, the Coastal Administration, the Fishery Administration, the Search and Rescue Administration have become aware that among some vessels, we call them dark vessels, they're not using the AIS on board the vessel. So the Blue Justice Secretariat here in Oslo have given the Norwegian Space Agency a task to define and propose capacities that could allow the Blue Justice community to also in the future get a better overview of what we call dark vessels. We launched a satellite 2 years ago called NorSat 3, which has a sensor on board that can receive signals from the maritime radar on board the ships. You have probably all seen that on the vessels. There is a radar turning around. For the first time, we have a sensor that can capture this signal, and this allows us to also see dark vessels, vessels which for a period of time have turned off the AIS that they have on board. The results are really very promising. So this is something that the Coastal Administration and the maritime authorities in Norway will start to use. Next year, we will launch a satellite which will have a light imager being able to detect light on vessels. And the year after, Space Norway will also launch a synthetic aperture radar satellite, which also will allow to detect dark vessels. So the Norwegian Space Agency look forward to support the ocean surveillance program that is being announced here today. We look forward to cooperate with the community all over the world, such that this ocean surveillance program can support the objective of the Blue Justice Declaration on transnational organized crime in the global fishery industry. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I would like to ask Nina Vaya Buvang, which is the director of Barents Watch, to take the floor as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gunnar, Your Excellencies, friends of the ocean. I represent Barents Watch, which is an initiative under the Norwegian Coastal Administration. And we are very proud and honored to have been selected as the technological partner for the Blue Justice Initiative and for the new ocean surveillance program being announced here today. We are very much looking forward to developing the platform on which all the 61 governments that are currently partners of the initiative can cooperate and monitor their own ocean areas. We hope that our contribution in the fight against organized fisheries crime will make a difference, and that the technology will help the states to win this fight. Barents Watch has for more than 10 years now gathered experience in developing and delivering the ocean surveillance program for the Norwegian authorities. Based on our experience with both the technology needed and also the working methods, we are now eager to start developing a global platform for the Blue Justice Initiative. In this work, we will depend a lot on many partners. Many partners will deliver data. We have heard the Space Center, the Coastal Administration, satellite providers, and others. We will, in addition, be working together with the UNDP, and not least with the end users around in these 61 countries to understand their needs. What do they need from this platform in order to do their job back home in their own areas? We are truly excited to be part of this big team working on this together. Frank talked a lot about the technology, and the technology will be really, really important, and the data will be really important in this fight. In order to be able to win this game against this serious crime and the organized crime industry, it is equally important to facilitate close cooperation, both between the different agencies internally in a country, but also among the countries in a region, for example. And this platform that we are going to provide will facilitate government-to-government cooperation in this work. This cooperation, naturally being government-to-government cooperation, needs to take place on a secure channel so that we make sure that it's only the government and the controlling authorities that gets insight into this information. Fighting crime is a government responsibility, and we in BarentsWatch will take this task very seriously to develop technology and the platform that will contribute to enable the governments in the Blue Justice Initiative to take better control over their own waters. So, in conclusion, I would like to thank the Norwegian Ministry for Ocean and Fisheries for trusting BarentsWatch with this task. And let me again underline how much we are looking forward to being a partner in this exciting Blue Justice team, delivering the Blue Justice Ocean Surveillance Program platform, and thereby contribute in the fight against fisheries crime. Who cannot be for that? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nina. Now we have a challenge because our friends from Jamaica and Cape Verde is still on the way to this venue, but we would like to invite Sigurd Rikardsen and also Alexander Pedersen from the tracking center in Vardø to come up and talk about their experiences as you have been working now for 2 weeks with analysts from the Cape Verde Islands and Jamaica. So the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. You listen? Yeah, in a very short notice. Alexander, can you come forward? She is the young and bright. He is the young and bright one. I'm the old one with the anecdotal stories. We represent the Blue Justice International Tracking Center, and hopefully in a very short time we are not that anymore because we are sharing tracking information with other countries. And I hope also, we have listened to Barents News, and we also share a lot of the tools to analyze tracking. Anyway, we have had the pleasure to have our good colleagues and good, I have to say, friends from Jamaica and Cabo Verde. In a very short time, the bright one, Alexander, have put his presentation together. Are you able to show? Okay. And this also represent I think, a success criteria for how to work. I'm employed in the Directorate of Fishery. Alexander is in the Coastal Administration. And we are doing this Blue Justice tracking thing, and just a small part of what we are working with. We are delivering report and analysis to almost every agency in Norway, and some NGOs too. And I think that, I hope that that can be implemented in the work in Cabo Verde and Jamaica, of course. Jamaica is very interesting because they are the hub. Anyway, they are very clever people. They will hopefully come, so I have to, you can see them. And we have doing a lot of training and also doing some other things with them. They have been to the sea. I will not mention name, but some of them have been seasick. And of course, I cannot say, they have to tell if this have been useful for them. But anyway, they have been a very pleasant experience to work with them and to sharing information. And of course, sharing information is the key point. Between agency, even inside an agency, and of course, between countries. To the people that are doing the work, and how nearly say not only doing the talk, but actually are kind of operative and doing the analysis. Do you want to add something? We have a beautiful picture here. Sorry, we cannot see them.
We have some pictures. I'll show it to you later. First of all, we're honored to have the analysts come to us for training. We did a training in 2 parts. I'm not going to talk for long, but one practical part and one theoretical part. So my good colleague Sigurd, Bjørnar, and the rest of the tracking center, we had a theoretical part in the beginning of the training. And based on that information that they learned, we were able to create practical work for them to execute in the end of the training. So what we did was that we asked them, what's the problem in your economic zone? And then we worked on that and solving it also in the last. And also identifying some of the issues. For example, Jamaica has a very large area of no AIS coverage. The vessels are not using their AIS. So already there we were able to map the need of satellite information. And also the Blue Justice Community platform is relatively new. So by not having a platform to work in, that was also a challenge for us, but that we learned a lot from, and also are excited to see the new changes that will come. And that's it. I had some pictures. Maybe we'll show them later, but some are green. And they experienced fisheries inspections in a local fish factory, and they experienced fishing king crab, cooking king crab, and also they went out with a search and rescue vessel. And Lieutenant Facey from Jamaica did his first ride. He was steering the vessel on this special mission. I believe that's it.
Okay, we finished?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I think that now we move on to UNDP, which has a very important role to play in here as the administrator of this digital platform, which Barents Watch has developed and will develop further. So I give the floor to Henrik Larsen, which is the director of the Nordic Representation Office of the United Nations Development Programme. So the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Gunnar. Excellencies, colleagues, and all here from the Blue Justice community present here today in the Norwegian Space Agency or watching online. Thank you so much for inviting us to be part of this very much celebratory event. We at UNDP are very proud to be part of this exciting launch of the Blue Justice Ocean Surveillance Program. And we're very proud to play our part in facilitating access globally to cutting-edge digital technologies that will assist countries to deal with fisheries crime. 600 million people depend on fisheries and aquaculture for their daily income. 3.3 billion people get 20% or more of their daily protein intake from aquatic foods. The UNDP's Blue Resilience Project with Norway supports countries to build and maintain strong interagency governance mechanisms to prevent and address crime in the fisheries sector. The world will gather in a few days for the SDG Summit, and the protection of fisheries as critical resource for food security and livelihoods is central to the achievement of the global goals. As the 61 countries supporting the International Declaration on Organized Crime in the Global Fishing Industry recognize, fisheries crime is a global problem. and it is a problem that can only be addressed via cooperative multilateral efforts. UNDP leverages its presence on the ground in 170 countries. Our country offices, our regional offices, our global capacity. And this is what we bring to the table, working with the key partners that have already spoken. Blue Resilience supports the establishment of national hosted and regional Blue Justice hubs, working closely with UNDP offices in country and in regions. These hubs provide a mechanism for sustainable capacity and technical support through also South-South collaboration, in addition to the collaboration with Norway. With 28 ministers and a total of almost 1,000 people, the first such hub in the Caribbean was launched internationally in the Blue Justice Conference in the UN city in March this year. Excuse me. UNDP is also running, as already was mentioned, the digital Blue Justice community platform that has been referred to by others. This role provides UNDP with a unique opportunity to play an active role in supporting interagency collaboration between countries within countries and between them worldwide via this secure online forum. We regularly engage with the platform's developers and the over by now 178 platform users to ensure that digital technology is accessible to users in a manner that meets their unique needs. And we support their technical knowledge exchange in this regard. This includes the analyst mentorship scheme in coordination with the Blue Justice International Tracking Center. The two pilot countries, 4 colleagues that have just been mentioned, have been a couple of weeks now in Vardø Center. Countries that are themselves leading, Cabo Verde leading in many ways on anti-corruption anti-corruption efforts with the UN globally, and Jamaica, which is now the host of the hub. I'm just back from visiting the center in Vardø together with my colleague Harald, who's here, and it's truly exciting to see what it contributes. The capacity of that center that really brings world-class surveillance capacity. And I am incredibly delighted that Norway has decided, the Space Agency and the Maritime Authority, the Fishing Ministry, has decided to bring that data, that surveillance to the service of the world. In closing, let me reiterate again that we at the United Nations, at UNDP, are committed to working and continue to work very closely with Norway, and work with all our national counterparts, our member states in the 61 countries, supporting them to strengthen their resilience against organized crime in the global fishing industry. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, our friends from Jamaica and Cape Verde is completely stuck in traffic. So I'm sorry to say that they will not reach this event, but maybe they will reach some coffee afterwards. So I would like to give the floor to Olav Norheim, which is the Deputy Director General in the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Fisheries. So the floor is yours. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, on behalf of the Ministry, I would like to thank you all for attending this event today. I thought it was a very good event, and we are very happy for the attendance here today at the Norwegian Space Agency, and also to everyone attending digitally. Thank you also to our international colleagues from embassies here in Oslo. Today we have heard how the use of digital technology is an important part of ocean surveillance and the fight against fisheries crime. Through the Blue Justice Ocean Surveillance Program, we have brought together institutions and nations from around the globe with the common goal of achieving sustainable oceans and fulfilling SDG 14, life below water. Well, I cut out the part of Jamaica and Cape Verde. We have not heard from them, but we have heard from the experiences from the analysts from the Fisheries Directorate and the Coastal Administration, which was very good. Thank you to the Norwegian Space Agency for hosting this event and for good cooperation within the program. Thank you also to the Coastal Administration, Barents Watch, and UNDP for the facilitation and innovation within the program. Through innovation and space technology, we have also brought together institutions and nations and heard today how we can reach SDG 16, the goal of strong institutions and justice. This is essential to achieving healthy oceans and healthy ocean economies. Through the Blue Justice Initiative, we believe that organized crime plays an important role in hindering the achievement of a healthy ocean. And by building strong institutions, sharing digital technology and innovation, I believe that we have come further in our goal in preserving life and sea. So once again, I thank you all for joining us here today, and feel free to have some coffee and some fruit after the event. Thank you.